Hey folks, my name is Rick Krause. You guys probably have seen me on here before, talking about our dirty, sleazy RCMP that we have. This one here is concerning Don Fisher. It's about the same case that I went on about before. In 2011, my son Michael was beat to death. Our RCMP, so they say, it was a car accident. Now this is how stupid our RCMP are. Our son passed away on the 18th of November 2011. Don Fisher, Dirtbag Don, was invited in our house, welcomed in our house on the 23rd of November 2011. When the moron sat down at our table, he said, how did he put it? You see one crossbow, you see them all. Well, that's not true, Don Fisher. So that's just one of your many lies or false accusations, as you guys call them. And then the last thing you said to us, Don, before you left our house was we had no right to be upset, which you've already denied on the phone to me. So that's another lie you've told, Don. And just remember, I had the chance to kick you in the face then, and I didn't. And I should have, because of the lies you've been telling for the last 8 years, and people, you're about to find out what lies I'm talking about. Now, this is what our honest, joking RCMP consists of. In 2011, we were supposed to have a video made in a conversation that was supposed to be run by a undercover private investigator named Craig Booth, which is another lie that the no good RCMP New Miners told us. They just didn't want to deal with the case because they didn't want to face the truth. They're nothing but a bunch of idiots and liars, and they don't like the truth. Do ya, Donnie boy? So, on the paper, on the police report that we have, that Don Fisher was the author of, it says on there was no black marks left on the road because of the rain. Now, Don, you're saying in this disc that you sent us, that there was a trench there, Don, from the car. Well, you're a liar. Okay, Don, because there was no trench here, and I have witnesses that were there 2 days after the accident, Don, and there was no trench there. And as far as the black mark being on the road, Don, that mark been there for years. So that's another lie you told. So why don't you just face it, Don? You're just like the rest of the cops. Useless and lazy and stupid. Because, Don, everything that you say on this police report that I have are nothing but a bunch of lies. And then you took a 7-page statement from us, Don, and now in this disc that you sent us, it says, I can't provide the information that Mr. Krause wants. It's not that you can, it's you won't, because it's the opposite of what you say, which is the truth. And you dumb cops can't seem to handle the truth. You told me to call Steve Powers. Well, I called Steve Powers, and I told Steve Powers, the next time Mr. Avin Davison comes at me, I'm going to beat him. You know what his words were to me? I wouldn't advise that. So that told me right then that our so-called piss poor law that we have only pertains to certain people. Isn't that right, Steve Powers? I was also told to go see the RCMP to get our son's closure papers. And I spoke to another no-good cop by the name of Andrew Buckle. And he's just as lazy as you are, Don Fisher. He don't want to do nothing. So we're still waiting for closure papers. But you know why they won't give us our son's closure papers? Because they're just like the cops. Nothing but liars. And I will state this in a courtroom, Don Fisher. You've lied. I also know cops, or used to be cops, that were there, and they're no longer there. You know why? Because they don't want to be a part of organized crime. So just remember, Don Fisher, you don't mind abusing people while you're wearing that uniform. So you shouldn't mind being abused at all. And like I said before, Don, if I had kicked you in the face when I had that chance, after you told my wife and I we had no right to be upset, you'd still be sucking your Subway sandwiches through a straw, boy. And I say boy, because that's what you are. It takes a man to do the job of a cop. Oh, so you are a cop. Criminal on patrol. But you're also a cop. Compulsive liar on patrol. And then you tell us in this disc, Don, that you're here to investigate the accident? Then why did you take down the information we gave you pertaining all the incidents that took place before the accident? You know why you did that, Don? Because you want to be something you're not. And that's part of the game. Well, you want to play a game? You think this is a game? Drop the puck and we'll play a game, big fella. and I'll show you what it's all about. But just remember. And then, Don, you told that I spoke to you twice. That's right, Don. The first time I called, I asked you what gives you the right to tell my wife and I that we had no right to be upset. You said I did not say that. Well, you're a fucking liar, Don. You did say that, and I'll state that in the courtroom. And then you turn around and you say there's a trench there, Don. You're another liar. You're a no good liar, Don. Face it. Your word is like you. No good. And as far as lying, Don, you think you cover your tracks after the first lie. That's how stupid of a cop you are. And it makes me funny. It makes me laugh because you see these cops. They got this brand new $9 million cop shop in New Minas, or you can call it the Piggery, whatever you want to call it. Who knows, right? Wasted $9 million on this place. All brand new windows, the whole deal. They just think there's something, right? But the funny part about it is, they left the smartest cop behind. The smartest cop behind. And you know what it is? A wooden dummy that stands outside their door. Too bad you left the smartest cop behind. Because that just goes to show you how smart you cops are. You're not very smart, are you? No, you're not very smart. But I'm going to tell you, Don Fisher, when you say about me, you said that I called you and I started making false accusations. Well, I didn't, Don. And I'll say that right in the court. And I'll even call you what you are, a stupid liar in court. You know what stupid means, don't you, Don? Someone that has no brains. Idiot. Stupid. But you're an RCMP, registered criminal. Manipulative personnel. Or, we'll just face it, Don, we'll sum her up in 2 words what you are. Corrupt cop. You know what corrupt means, Don? You know what it means? You want me to explain it to you, Donnie? I'll explain it to you, Donnie. That means you can't be trusted, and your word is like you, no good and useless. Because remember, Don, I have the proof. You got nothing but your word, which is no good. And if you're going to speak about me, Don, when you said again, I called you the second time, I called you to ask you if you wanted pictures of my son fighting for his life, and you said, no, I don't want them. They're going to go right in the garbage. Well, it's funny how trash relates to garbage, isn't it, Don? Isn't it? How that works, isn't it? And, Don, trash is like anything else. It can be disposed of. It's really too bad you're a waste of our money. We pay you money to do this to us. So you remember, and this is why all the cops get the disrespect that you deserve. Because Don Fisher, you're such a liar. You tell stories bigger than Red Fisher. And then the really smart, the really stupid thing about it is, Don, you don't have the smarts to cover your lies up. And the difference is, Don, I have the proof that you're a liar. Okay? So that makes you even stupider than what you actually are. So just remember, Don, enjoy your Subway subs, because if I ever get to kick you in the face again, believe me, you'll be sucking them through a straw. Because remember, you don't mind abusing people, so you shouldn't mind being abused. And if that's what that uniform does to you, then I guess that makes you a piss poor cop. Just remember, you went to college to learn how to do this, didn't you? Learn how to lie, cheat, and steal, right? But you know what? I get the same respect for every other cop that I do you, which is none. None whatsoever, Don. So you just remember, this is why the cops aren't worth the force no more. Some of them. Because they don't believe in organized crime. And for being a member of organized crime, Don Fisher, you, Andrew Buckle, Steve Powers, you're all pretty stupid when it comes to that. And like I said, in 2011, we were supposed to do a video with a cop, with a private investigator story. His name was Craig Booth. He wasn't supposed to know you. Boy, didn't he try to fill us full of bullshit? Tried to say that you were a good cop and you were this, you were that. And I looked at my wife and said, obviously he does know Don Fisher. Or he would have just said one word about you. Useless. But I can say 2. Useless and stupid. So just remember, Don, your word is just like you, and so are the other cops just like you. Good for nothing. And I will tell you this, Don, the next time Mr. Abbott Davidson shoots his mouth off at me, I'm going to drag him to his truck and I'm going to kick the shit right out of him. And when I get done, say you got Don Fisher to thank.